Good morning, good morning. It's nice to see the sun is shining this morning. Today, the sun is not shining.
The sun is not shining.
The sun is not shining. Are you super duper excited
Well, I'm
to
super.
start your YouTube documentary though?
I'm super duper excited because the person we're going to meet is an absolute ray of sunshine. Mm-hmm. So as soon as we get to Broadhaven, because it's only 9:30 and we're not meeting until 11, the sun is going to get its hat on. Hip 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 hooray! Right. I'm off to Broadhaven to swim with Denise today. Oh! Okay. Well, I did look at the forecast because I arranged this, of course, with Dee last week, and so checked the tide to make sure it wasn't washing up on the pebbles, and going to knock us over. Although Dee loves a wave, and checked the weather, and actually it did say it was a bit grotty now, but 11 o'clock it was going to be okay. So I'm just hoping, we've got some time to get there, but. As I said, Dee is one of those people that is an absolute ray of sunshine. I don't know, I was trying to think this morning how long, put your seatbelt on in a row.
Sorry, put my seatbelt on.
How long I've known Dee, and I think it's got to be after COVID, because I remember I did a podcast with her, and I kind of went through COVID going, I didn't get COVID, but towards the very end, I wasn't very well, and I didn't test or anything, but I said to her, look, I think I'm not very well. And she went, she said, nothing can get me. And so we did a little podcast together in a car. So it was after COVID that I met Dee. And she's just one of those people. The word inspirational, I think, is probably bandied about a little bit too much. And I always think, well, it doesn't mean anything, does it? I mean, it's nice to say, oh my goodness me, you're inspirational. But Dee is one of these people, she just makes me smile. And anyhow, we're going to talk to her today about her story, but her life story, it's making me tear now. She's just one of the, I know, shut up, Ella Rose.
They can't hear me.
Genuine, no, they can't hear you. Of course they can hear you, you're sitting right next to me.
Hang on, I'm going to I want them to hear this. She's digressed already. I put a camera on her and she just starts. Firstly, I don't know if we can hear any of this because they're not wearing a mic, but firstly, can you just introduce everybody as to what this whole YouTube series is going to be about?
Well, you didn't say that at the beginning, did you? I mean, you said that at the beginning. No, but if you'd actually bloody said, you just turned the camera on me, and then I went into all this professional mode.
All I was doing was testing the mic audio. I hadn't even started,
Darling, I'm a professional.
I know. I'm going to stop this. I'm going to test the audio, and then we'll go right back. That's me. Right, we're back. The audio is fine, and you can hear me just a little bit. Just check. So, Mum.
Yeah, I've got the giggles now. It's your fault.
Could you please just...
driving at like 4 miles an hour. just like, I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing anymore. I want to go home now.
Right. Would you behave?
I'm trying to behave.
Okay. Right. Firstly, before we get into how amazing Dee is, could you please introduce what we've been doing here? Why are we doing this YouTube? Go.
Okay, why are we doing this YouTube? I started the Bluetits in 2014 with no intention for it to be anything, particularly what it has become, which is this gloriously huge community group of swimmers that meet all around the world to go dipping, or not dipping, just to meet up by open water, in the outdoors preferably, whatever. And now it's has become this incredible community that I hear on a daily basis from people has changed their lives. I'm always intrigued by how it changes our lives, just being together. being ourselves in the outdoors, having a good time. So I've spoken to so many people, I've got so many stories in my head from people over the last 10 years, and I love going out and about. We call it Tits on Tour. I love leaving Pembrokeshire and going swimming with other groups around the UK and listening to their stories. And what I have always wanted to do is document this. And I mean, obviously in an ideal world, you know, some media company comes along and says, so darling, we've got £20,000 for you, off you go, let's go and film this, you know, let's go and do this thing. Okay, and what, you didn't tell me how to do it quickly.
No, I was saying
Oh, you want to speak?
No,
I was going to say, because who do you think you are?
Don't poo-poo the daughter that's giving up her Wednesday morning.
I'm getting to you. This was the next bit I was going to getting to you. It's all about me first.
I'm just saying. I mean, these media companies with their budgets.
No,
anyway.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
I wait now.
Apologise. Back.
Shut up. No,
Onwards.
honestly. So, my incredibly talented, media savvy photographer, influencer, equestrian, triathlete, marathon swimmer daughter. Is that enough?
Yeah.
Do you want any more?
No.
Okay, we'll stop there then. Said, well, why don't we just do it ourselves? We've got the gear, we've got the skills, and of course she's right. She's very clever. You're very clever.
Thank you. You may proceed.
Thank you very much. I was getting there. And so we have plenty of stories in Pembrokeshire to start us off. So let's get going, you know, let's get a feel for this. So here we are. We're off to see Dee, who I did a podcast with a few years ago, so I know her story. And she has just won one of our community awards, voted by the people in our Pembrokeshire community, and she won this year on World Bluetit Day, October the 1st. So I'm going to present her with her award, and I'm also going to read out some of the things that people said about her, which which is why she got the award, basically, because it's all very lovely. And I totally agree with everything they've said. So we're off to sunny Broadhaven. Well, it was supposed to be, yeah, I mean, it's actually now, there is a reason why I'm driving at 4 miles an hour, because, blimey, this is real, real foggy, yucky Pembrokeshire weather. But we're hoping that by 11 o'clock this has cleared, and that you might actually be able to see me and Dee on the beach in Broadhaven. Okay?
Okay.
Have I done well?
You've done
Oh, thank you.
super.
Okay.
Lily.
Thank you.
That's the word.
Super Lily.
Swimmingly. It went swimmingly.
Went swimmingly.
Okay.
Well, we haven't got as much mist.
It's okay, it's lifted slightly. It's actually rather lovely.
It is actually rather lovely. The photographer, videographer in me is finding this very exciting. Look, I don't know if this is picking it up, but look at that drama. Oh, and the shiny sand. I love shiny sand. So yeah.
You're a bit obsessed by shiny sand.
I love shiny sand.
I gotta say, the photographs you took last time and made such a fuss about everybody going back and standing on the shiny sand, they do work.
They do work. It just gives it a little something, doesn't it?
I understood your...
And there was the big group, it doesn't really matter, but the group of people that were like, looked at me and like very much didn't walk on the shiny sand.
I know.
And then I had my usual like handful of like...
Yeah, you did, but you were the
willing.
other side. Shiny sand.
Yeah.
I just think it's for...
I haven't been doing this for 10 years or anything. It's not like I know what I'm talking about. But there we go.
Yeah, it's funny.
No, this excites me a lot.
Thank you very much for agreeing to do this, our very first vlog today.
Brilliant.
Now, I chose you not only just because I know you can talk, but because you won one of our Bluetit World Bluetit Day awards this year.
Oh no.
And Well, yeah, maybe you think like that, but I wasn't actually that surprised because this one was awarded by the community. So we have awards for the admins, and we also then have which the community votes on, but then we have the community ones which your flock vote. So anybody in their flocks can vote for anybody in their flocks. So you had quite a lot of votes. So now I'm just going to read out some of the comments to give the award. So, and they all are based around your stroke or your mini stroke. What are you calling it?
Mini stroke.
Mini stroke. Okay, but no, I mean they're based because we'll talk about that in a minute. How you recovered from that, but it has been noted by people how you recovered from that. Dee has been really unwell this year, but still goes out of her way to help others, checking in on people, and has such a great fighting spirit. It's catching. Denise is the heart and soul of the Freshwater East crew. She helps everyone as much as she can. The progress she has made since her mini-stroke is an inspiration to everyone, always smiling and laughing, and her famous catchphrase of, "I'm fine," after being bowled over in the waves always gets a giggle. Denise has fought so hard following her illness this year to get back to swimming, and it has been amazing to watch her gain her confidence again. Denise welcomes everyone and takes the time to speak to everyone, but in addition, she has overcome the odds this year with battling bad health following her mini-stroke, using dipping to get her through. And then the final comment, we just couldn't keep her away even after her stroke. She turned up on a walking frame just to be with us and was still helping others, welcoming new tits, giving people spare kits, and feeding everybody biscuits and cake. So I think that sums you up in all very many ways, as in, ever since I've known you, you have been what I would call a true Bluetit. So the way that you help others, encourage others, just get out there. I mean, we saw you at Llisafran at the event. I don't know how many weeks you were in then since you'd had your mini stroke.
I had it March the 23rd, so
Yeah,
it's only about 4 weeks.
4 weeks in, and you turned up in a wheelchair, being pushed up and down that hill, still there supporting everybody. So I kind of think this is you, really, and you very much deserve this award, Dee.
Thank you so
It's a little token, and so Nils will be in touch with you with your little voucher. But what I loved when we spoke a couple of years ago was your story, particularly your story starting off when you were younger and what you were when you were younger in sporting terms. So can you just tell me a little bit about your sporting life when you were younger?
Well, my sporting life was swimming. Absolutely adored it. It was my mum that wanted me to do it because she was going out with a swimming instructor. So I just went along thinking, yeah, okay, fine. I was 5 years old. Then I started really thinking to myself, I love this. It is me. I started to get really good at the age of 7. I swam a mile butterfly. And then I got into swimming so much that we was going around at the age of 13, 14, different countries. Swimming Spain, Germany, Belgium, Holland.
Is that because of the swimming instructor?
Yeah.
He was still around?
Yeah, he was still
okay,
around there.
yeah.
And, and I would just put my heart and soul into it. I wasn't very good at school. They called me a misfit because my head was always in the clouds. I would never, ever be concentrating on anything. And I used to think to myself, I want to get in that water. I want to be in that water. I don't want to learn this. I just want to do swimming. So then that's what it come to in the end, that I just was out there swimming. But I had the passion to help people.
Mm.
So I used to look after my nan and granddad all the time. They were like my mum and dad. Because I never had my dad. So granddad was my dad. So whenever they wanted to go on holiday or wherever they wanted to go, I'd say, come, we're going to Dorset. We're going to Dorset. We're going to the sea. And that's brought it all on. And there's pictures of me as a child in the sea at the age of 4, 5. And it was amazing. So from then onwards, when I started to grow up, I wanted to be a swimming instructor. But I got really ill at the age of 16. And I got what they call a nephrotic syndrome, where my kidneys started failing. And I had to give up swimming.
But you were highly competitive at this age.
Oh, yeah. I was going into Olympic swimming.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but at 15, 16, I started pulling back because I thought to myself, what on earth's going on? I can't do as much as what I did. And I said to my mum one day, I don't feel well. Oh, for goodness sake, she said, you're just tired, what have you. So we had a doctor whose daughter was in the swimming group with us. And he came up to my mum one day, he said, is Denise all right? Oh, yeah, she's just tired. My mum was very abrupt, very sort of as they were in those days. So, oh, yeah, she's just tired. She just needs a rest. He said, no, he said, I don't know. He said, I've got a funny feeling there's something not right because she is such a good swimmer. And now when she's trying to swim with the others, she's not getting in front. So he said, I'll bring her to the surgery and we'll have a look. So went down to the surgery, done some tests, and he turned around and he went to my mum, what hospital does she want to go into? My mum went, what? And it ended up that I was in there for 18 months. And my nan was a spiritualist. And she turned around to the doctor and she said to the doctor, you will not be operating on her. You will not be taking a kidney away from her. She will not be going on dialysis. So my nan said, I'm going back to my spiritual church. She said, and we're going to pray for her. So his doctor just looked at my nan, and she's a 4'0" sort of person, but very feisty. And he just looked at her and went, okay, fine, no problem. And I just looked at Nan, and she just turned around and said to me, don't worry, it's going to be fine. I said, I know, Nan. I said, I have faith in you completely. And then within 3 months, they'd done another biopsy in the back of my kidney. And the doctor come up, and of course he was the old-fashioned doctor with a bow tie and everything else. Really lovely. Professor Cameron, his name was. I'll never forget him. And he said to me, so have I got to believe your grandmother? So I said, what are you talking about? So he said, well, the kidney has stopped. It's not being like a prune anymore. It's come back up. He said, so at this present time, all I can say to you is have a good life.
Amazing.
Went back to swimming, but I couldn't obviously do it as quick as what I used to. But I did build myself back up again. But things happened at home that wasn't quite right. So I ended up living on my own at 16. So, but with my nan and granddad's help. Mum had walked away and left me. And she went and married someone else, but I wasn't allowed to go with her. So I thought, fine, okay. I'm okay with this. I'm not worried about it. Life is what it is. What's around the corner will be around the corner. And that's how I led my life and learned how to control everything in my life until I got married. And it wasn't a good marriage. It was a really, really awful marriage.
What age were you when you got married?
17. But I had two boys. And I give them everything that I wanted to have in them, and that they wanted to stay with their dad while I got divorced. But when I got divorced, I didn't realise I was pregnant. So I just thought emotions, feelings, anxiety, everything, that's why I wasn't having a period, that's why I wasn't doing anything. I didn't get big. I didn't do anything. So I thought, right, what am I going to do? So I went into care. I went in to look after disabled children at school. And it was absolutely brilliant. I loved every minute of it. And I thought, right, this is what you're showing me to do. Giving out what I can give out to others so that I can help them. So anyway, so come up to 4 months, and I thought, oh, this is ridiculous. I feel sick and all the rest of it. So I went to the doctors, and he said to me, you're pregnant. And I went, oh, hello. Right, fine, fair enough. It's meant to be. And that's when I had Heather and brought her up on my own. And it was the best thing ever. Absolutely the best thing ever. But we was living in London at the time, and London was getting very, very hard. Drug addicts. We lived in a block of flats in the middle of London. And every day I come home, someone was on the stairs doing something. And I turned around and I said to myself, I am not bringing my daughter up in this world like this. So, me being me, here we go. I said to Heather, right, Heather, we're going on an adventure. She was 5 years old. I said, we're going on an adventure. Oh, right, okay. Just looked at me, fine, Mum, no problem. She could swim by then as well. And so I went to Dorset because I loved Dorset, absolutely loved it. It was a passion of mine to be there. And I was looking around. We stayed in a bed and breakfast. I was looking around and thought, yeah, this is it, this is it. So I went home. I sold all my furniture. I got some money. I bought a 5-man tent. And we moved to Dorset in a tent. Literally living in a tent in the middle of West Bay on a farm.
Yeah.
And I thought, right, okay, we're going to do this. And she absolutely loved it. She's like me, she's an outdoor person. Absolutely loved it. I got her into school. I went to work at the hospital as a healthcare support worker and met loads and loads of people. And as I say to you, I always put my things out to the universe. What's meant to be is meant to be. You help me, and I'll do whatever you want me to do. About 6 months down the line, we got onto the council, said to the council what we was doing. And back in the 90s, it was easier to get a house then, or a flat. And they said to me, where are you living at the moment? I said, in a tent. She looked at me and said, how long have you been there then? Oh, I said, about 6 months. She said, and you haven't come to us sooner? I said, no. I said, we was enjoying ourselves. I said, but it's getting winter now and it's a bit cold. So she said, oh, for goodness sake. And they were really, really good. By Christmas, we had got a 2-bedroom flat.
Nice.
Which was really lovely. Yeah. We had nothing. We didn't have much money, but we had nothing. But we built it up from scratch, and I never looked back. I was there for 30 years.
So then you moved to Pembrokeshire.
And then Heather said to me, Mum, you're not a person to be on your own. And I said, oh, okay. Why? What do you do? Go on an internet dating site and see what you can find. Oh, I said, what, you having a laugh? I said, no. I said, I'm not. She said, well, you don't want to go with anyone in Bridport because you know them all and they're either drunks or whatever else. She said, and you don't like anyone because you can't find anyone. I said, no, because they're not up to my standards. So she said, well, I said, if they don't like going out to the sea, if they don't like walks, if they don't like going in the water, I said, and if they don't enjoy sitting out in the middle of the night looking up at the stars, well, that's not for me. So she said, oh, okay. So I said, all right then. I said, I'll do it. Well, I met a few. Oh, my goodness me. It was just, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Then I come home from work one night and it was late. I was on a 12-hour shift. And I got on the computer and this thing popped up. And I thought, oh, I'll have a look at him, see what he's like. Well, when I opened it, there was Gareth. And of course, I didn't know who Gareth was. There was Gareth standing there by the farm in his overalls.
Not holding the big fish.
No, he's a farmer. He's a cow farmer.
Okay.
So, yeah. So I couldn't do fishermen. No, they're boring. So we was talking and talking and talking. And we got to say that he was born in 1956. I was born in 1956. He was born in March. I was born in June. He loved the sea. He loved going for walks. He loved sitting outside. But, I thought this ticks every box at the moment.
This is the one day.
Yeah. So we had been talking for nearly 6 months before we even met each other. Then he rang me up and he said, oh, by the way, he said, I'm going to a wedding in July. Do you want to come? So I said, yeah, okay. So that'd be the first time I'd ever met him.
Okay.
So I thought, okay.
Risky. But yeah. You like an adventure, don't you?
Oh, me, yeah. So
Yeah.
anyway, so went over to Wales. Yeah, find where he lived, got where he lived, and I was in this really lovely dress.
Oh, yeah.
Good, nice shoes, convertible car that I've got. Absolutely love. Pulled up and it was a shithole. Poo everywhere. Literally. This is a farm.
Yeah.
It was just...
Yeah.
And I looked down and he came out and said, do you want a pair of wellies? And that made me laugh so much. And I thought,
So that was it?
That was it. So now we've been together for 11 years.
Yeah.
And he goes to all the swims.
I know. He's always there, pushing you in Llys of Ran up and down that hill.
Yeah.
Always got a smile on his face. Swims.
Well, the thing is, when you're in a depression state and your anxiety gets to you, and you think to yourself, I can't do this, I can't do that. You come along the beach and you're out for 10 minutes. All of a sudden, your anxiety's going, your depression is going, and you just want to walk towards that water, just get in and just look up and say, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. You know, and that's what I do many a days when I wasn't in the right frame of mind. And I used to turn around and say, right, I'm going for a walk down the beach. Whether the wind was blowing, whether it was raining or whatever it was doing, because I know the time I come back, I'll just feel at peace.
Yeah.
Absolute peace.
Just being by the water.
Well, that's it. You know, water has been my life, all my life. You know, from the age of when I could first start swimming at 4. You know, I've always been in the water. Always. Don't matter where it is, a muddy puddle, like anything. I was always in the water. So, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, thank you for my badge.
Oh, you're very welcome, and it really is deserved. I know whenever we get given something, we don't... I'm learning this now. I'm learning to accept things gracefully and say thank you, because like Jackie, she's a terror for this. We say something wonderful to her, and she's like, no, I don't... Blah, 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 blah. It's like, people thought of you, and people gave you a present, or in this case, people gave you. There was 6 or something people that had written sentences then in more than just 1 or 2 words.
Yeah.
And so people took that time to do that.
Yeah.
So it's like, I deserve it. Yeah. Do you know what? Thank you very much. It's for me. It's something that.
Yeah. It's like because I saw the post about Caroline. And I thought, oh, that's really good. I'm really glad she got it. And then I was just off next thing. And someone said to me, oh, I'm so pleased you got a recognition. I said, what are you talking about? I said, no, that wasn't me. It was Caroline. So they said, no, you're in there as well. So I had to look back and I thought, oh. Then I said to him, well, I couldn't have read the post properly because I only thought you had to do one person.
Yeah.
You know, so they said, no, we've done you. I said, oh, thank you. I said, that's really nice. I said, I really appreciate that. But then I did the same. Oh, you didn't have to.
Yeah, I know. It's natural. It's human nature to do that. But you deserve it, Dee.
Yeah, thank you.
You really do. So
yeah, and as I say, this year has been the hardest year for me, not being able to get in that water. And when I come out of hospital, I was still ill.
Yeah.
I was really ill. They let me out and they shouldn't have done.
They let you out, did they?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm surprised that you didn't just break out.
Well, I nearly did. I put a complaint in, but then that's here or there. But, and I got home with this stupid Zimmer frame because my leg wouldn't do anything. And I was getting so frustrated. And Gareth would bring me up like every hour because he was at work. And I go, I'm fine. I'm absolutely fine. okay, what do you need brought in? No, I'm fine. I said, everything's fine. So anyway, I rang up Caroline and Shelley Maker and Shelley Arthur, and I said, I want to go to the beach. I said, I can't walk, I can't do anything, but I've got a key to the gate of the slip. So fine, they said, fine, no problem. And Gareth made me a stick that I could take in the water, a wooden one.
Yeah.
And they had both arms, and I just went down there, and I cried. I absolutely cried. And I just think, this is just amazing. Though I can't do it, I can't get in the water because I can't stand up to get myself back out. But I was up to sort of there, onto my knees. And they said, well, just let us know when you want to go. And I looked at them and I said, well, you know me, it'd be every day. No, she said, we can't do that, we can't do it. But then Gareth, of a night time, would come home from work, and he'd have the big truck, so we could come onto the sand, and he would come down and we would go in. And that is how I got back. And I said, there's no way I am sitting here like a cabbage potato doing nothing. And that was it.
And you're back.
Oh my God, yeah.
And your speech is good now.
It's
getting there.
It's getting there.
Mm.
If I get frustrated or I get annoyed, I start slurring. But I've learned to control that now. I can just just take 10 minutes and say, right, I'll talk to you in a minute.
Yeah.
And go from there.
Yeah.
But yeah,
It's
so
brilliant, Dee.
April,
Honestly.
come in. I'll be doing that.
April, yeah, Feast of Ran. Look
Yeah,
out.
I'll be doing round a bit. Oh,
So this is my trick now. Oof. I leave everything in a bag for a few days. And there's always a certain smell about me, I notice these days. There's a certain musty smell that I sometimes feel I have to apologise to people for.
see where I'm the opposite. I go straight in the garden. I hang everything up on the line, all my washing, all my swimming costume, and I hose it off.
You're so good, Dee. You're so good.
I hose it all off in my shoes, leave it there to dry a little bit, then bring it in, put it in the washing machine.
Need to take a leaf out of your book then, don't I? Because I am the opposite. Right. Well, it is not cold at all.
It's not. I'm not putting that coat on. I'm not cold.
It's mild. What old people say. Oh, it's mild.
Thank you for a lovely time.
Thank you.
It's been really, really good. I've really enjoyed it.
I like her. She's lovely. She talks. I like people who talk. And she's lovely.
You talk.
I know, and me? I don't talk.
Oh, no, of course you don't talk.
I'm crap at talking.
I know, absolutely.
So rude.
No, that's all right.
See you tomorrow.
Yeah, I'll see you tomorrow.
Okay.
Take care.
Thanks, Dee.
Bye.
Thank you very much. I loved it. Yeah. I really did, yeah. I did have a nice time. Thank you very much. Thank you for collecting me. No, it was really great because Dee is lovely. She's a very easy person to be with. She's one of those people that what you see is what you get, I think, anyhow, from what I know of Dee. You know, that's she's just kind, she's lovely, she swims all the time, she loves swimming. So I'm going in the water, of course, screaming like a banshee, like I always do, with that face like, you know, it's a bad smell underneath my nose, which I can't help it. That's how I go swimming, you know, that's me in cold water. And Dee's just like whooping and loving it, and she's chucking herself in the waves. But interestingly, what she said, of course, was it's really nice being in here without a camera. And I said to her, now once a week, I try not to take a camera with me because I'm very aware that I'm always thinking of the shot. I know it's reels I'm making and the shot is only 2 seconds long, but it's my thing, isn't it? So I like taking shots, and I'm aware I take myself away from the group. So it was interesting she said that, you know, that it was actually really quite freeing for her to be jumping in the waves without a camera. So yes, she enjoyed herself. It's nice here. It's always lovely here. There was an interesting wave today. There's a little weird double wave thing going on. Yeah. And then there was this massive big wave, which, you know, got me bobble on and got my little hair flower in there. And I was like, oh, I forgot to wear a hat, didn't I? Didn't think about wearing a hat, because that's what hats, for me, when it's just dipping, is just to save whatever bobble is in my hair more than anything. But yeah, it was lovely. She loves the water, and I said she's interesting, isn't she? You know, she was a competitive swimmer. She didn't play up as much there. She didn't go into as much detail how close to the Olympics she actually was. You know, her training, her Olympic training. If you're Olympic training and you get to 60 years old and you've got your sights set on the Olympics, you know, you are really hard training, aren't you? And you are really good. And so that, when I spoke to her before, you know, the fact that how gutted she was, of course, that career, or the career that was kind of intended for her, the path that seemed to be in front of her, suddenly was cut off because of her illness. So it was a big change in her life then, from where she thought she was going. And then, of course, she, you know, as she said, she was basically out on the streets at 16, you know, thrown out. So it was a very traumatic time for her. And then, of course, she found this lovely man, and he's gorgeous. He's really lovely and smiley, and he comes swimming, and he makes food, and he lights the fires. And whenever you go to a swim, we have the big Sunday swims, which is like once a month in a different part of the county in Pembrokeshire. Whenever we go to that one, we get so excited, and they put us to shame. Oh my goodness me, do they put us to shame. They've got tables, they've got hot water boilers, you know, fresh cakes, salads, fruit salads, you name it, tables. Somebody manning every station to make sure that everybody gets fed. And they come to Pembrokeshire, and they're lucky if they get a Welsh cake. We're a miserable lot sometimes. But down there, they have a kind of a big family feel about it as well. So there's a lot of partners that swim together, and they bring their children and their dogs, you know, and they have that kind of, when they get together, then they really make sure that they eat. And well, when we come anyhow, they give us that welcome. So Dee has always been part of that.
Cool. Wow. You have to sign this off because you've got the mic on.
Oh, I've got to sign this off because I got the mic on. Well, that was wonderful. I really enjoyed it, and I hope I have learned something from it, which we can discuss later. Stop fiddling with your hands, basically, is one thing I'm aware of.
Yeah.
Which could be, and I probably will be, incredibly distracting. Make sure that your action camera is actually in the right orientation when you go in the water. That's the other thing.
This is all stuff that I'm going to find now when I come to look at the footage.
Yeah, you are. I'm so sorry. Yeah. And I think that's it really. I quite liked the way it went, but I'm going to learn more about that. And you know, some people maybe aren't going to be as big talkers as Dee, and I know Sue can talk as well, so that's lovely, but that's not always going to be the case, is it?
I'd like to ask your viewers if there's anything they'd like to see in this series.
Yeah. Asking what, Sue?
Is there anything your viewers would like to see?
Well, maybe yeah. Yes.
Just ask them.
Oh, I say, is there anything that you would like to see in this series? Let me put my best professors into professor. Is there anything that you'd like to see? No, that doesn't work either. Is there anything you'd like to see in this series? Anything in particular? I mean, like what?
Please comment below if there's anything you'd like to see. I don't know. You're asking your people to interact. You want to entertain them. They're your audience. Ask them what they want.
I am entertaining. I'm just naturally entertaining.
Give me the mic. Give me the... Right. Thank you for watching. Let us know if you enjoyed. Please comment below. And yeah, I look forward to the next one. And I say probably giving Mum a telling off for some of the stuff she filmed in this one.
I didn't swear.
No.
I didn't swear once.
I didn't say swear. I said some of the stuff you filmed.
Oh, yes.
Please comment, like, subscribe. All of the above. Are you going to have a sign off?
Bye!
No, like a little catchphrase.
No, because you're just putting me on the spot now, and I haven't thought of something. I haven't thought of anything. It's got to be catchy. It's got to be good. Give me a moment. I'll have it by the time we get to Sue. I'll have it. Just give me a moment now.
All right then, guys. See ya.